Madagascar does not feel like a normal country. It feels like a world that was cut off from Earth and left to evolve by itself. Here, trees look upside down. Forests are made of stone. Tiny reptiles can stand on a fingertip. And most native animals exist nowhere else. Even the people carry a cultural connection to lands thousands of miles across the Indian Ocean. This is not just an island. It is one of the strangest living worlds on the planet. Madagascar is like an isolated planet. Imagine a place where evolution pressed the pause button on the rest of the world, then continued writing its own story for millions of years. That place is Madagascar. Although it sits only about 250 miles, or roughly 400 kilometers, off the southeast coast of Africa, the island feels like an entirely different world. Scientists believe Madagascar first separated from Africa around 160 million years ago, before breaking away from the Indian subcontinent about 88 million years ago. That extraordinary isolation allowed plants and animals to evolve almost completely on their own, creating one of the most unique ecosystems on Earth. Today, more than 90% of Madagascar's wildlife exists nowhere else in the world. The island covers nearly 228,000 square miles, making it the fourth largest island on the planet. Yet its biological diversity rivals entire continents. Researchers have identified more than 12,000 native plant species and thousands of insects, reptiles, amphibians, and mammals that cannot be found anywhere else. New species are still being discovered almost every year, proving that Madagascar remains one of Earth's greatest natural laboratories. Because of this incredible level of endemism, many scientists refer to Madagascar as a living museum of evolution. It is home to all known species of wild lemurs, hundreds of unique reptiles, and several families of animals that evolved independently after millions of years of geographic isolation. This remarkable history has earned Madagascar recognition as one of the world's most important biodiversity hotspots. Several of its ancient rainforests have been designated as UNESCO World Heritage Sites because they preserve ecosystems that have survived for tens of millions of years. The island, ruled by chameleons. In Madagascar, even a small branch can hide an animal that looks like it belongs in a science fiction movie. The island is one of the world's greatest centers of chameleon diversity, with species adapted to rainforests, dry scrublands, mountains, and even gardens. Many exist nowhere else on Earth. The most astonishing examples are the leaf chameleons. Instead of having the large body and curled tail people usually imagine, these tiny reptiles resemble dead leaves moving across the forest floor. Some members of the genus Brucacia rank among the smallest reptiles ever documented. An adult male Brucacia nana has a body only about half an inch long, while its total length remains under 1 inch. It can stand on the tip of a human finger. At the opposite extreme is the Parsons chameleon, one of the world's largest chameleons. A big male may approach 2 feet. Its heavy body, powerful feet, independently moving eyes, and long projectile tongue make it seem almost prehistoric. Each eye can scan a different direction, allowing the animal to search for prey while watching for danger. Contrary to a popular myth, chameleons do not change color simply to copy every background. Their colors are influenced by temperature, light, health, stress, and communication. Males can display dramatic patterns when warning rivals or attracting females. Specialized cells beneath the skin manipulate light, producing changes within moments. This extraordinary wildlife is also fragile. Habitat loss, forest degradation, climate change, and illegal collection threaten species with extremely limited ranges. Some survive in only a few forest patches, so the destruction of one small habitat can place an entire species at risk. In Madagascar, a creature smaller than your fingertip can represent millions of years of isolated evolution. The island is not mere the avenue where giant trees look upside down. There is a road in western Madagascar where visitors often stop speaking the moment they arrive. Lining both sides of the dusty track are enormous baobab trees that rise into the sky like natural skyscrapers. With their thick trunks and sparse branches, they look as if someone planted them upside down, their roots stretching toward the clouds instead of into the ground. This breathtaking place is known as the Avenue of the Baobabs, one of the most photographed landscapes in Africa. Some of these giants are estimated to be more than 800 years old, meaning they were already standing centuries before many modern nations even existed. Madagascar is the global center of baobab diversity. Of the world's 8 recognized baobab species, 6 are found naturally only on this island. Their swollen trunks are remarkable natural reservoirs, capable of storing thousands of liters of water during the rainy season. That reserve allows the trees to survive the region's long, dry months when many other plants struggle to stay alive. For generations, local communities have relied on baobabs for food, medicine, fiber, and shelter. The fruit, often called monkey bread, is packed with vitamin C, antioxidants, calcium, and potassium. Even today, the trees remain an important part of daily life for many villages. As the sun begins to set, the landscape transforms into something almost unreal. The orange sky silhouettes the massive trunks, creating one of the most iconic sunset views anywhere in the world. It is no surprise that photographers travel thousands of miles just to capture this moment. However, these ancient giants face growing challenges. Expanding agriculture, changing weather patterns, and habitat degradation continue to threaten Madagascar's unique dry forests. Conservation groups and local communities are working together to protect both the famous avenue and the surrounding ecosystems, ensuring these living monuments can survive for future generations. The people of Madagascar have 2 continents in their blood. Most people assume Madagascar's population shares the same origins as the rest of mainland Africa. But the truth is far more surprising. The people of Madagascar carry one of the most unique ancestries on Earth, combining roots from both Africa and Southeast Asia. Modern genetic research shows that the island was first permanently settled about 1,500 to 2,000 years ago. Instead of arriving from a single direction, the earliest settlers came from 2 very different parts of the world. One group sailed across the Indian Ocean from the region of present-day Indonesia, especially the island of Borneo. Another group traveled from the eastern coast of Africa. Over many generations, these communities blended into the Malagasy people seen today. Perhaps the strongest evidence of this remarkable history is the Malagasy language. Although Madagascar lies just off the African coast, its national language belongs to the Austronesian language family, making it more closely related to languages spoken in Indonesia and Malaysia than to the languages of neighboring African countries. At the same time, the vocabulary also contains influences from African, Arabic, French, and later English, reflecting centuries of trade and cultural exchange. Today, Madagascar is home to more than 30 million people, with 18 officially recognized ethnic groups spread across the island. Despite their regional differences, they all identify as Malagasy, sharing a national identity shaped by centuries of migration, adaptation, and cultural exchange. Madagascar is often celebrated for its extraordinary wildlife, but its people tell an equally remarkable story. Few nations on Earth were built by travelers who crossed an entire ocean. bringing together two distant continents to create a culture unlike any other. The country that produces the world's finest vanilla. When most people think about vanilla, they imagine ice cream, cakes, or sweet desserts. Few realize that one of the world's most valuable natural flavors begins its journey on a tropical island off the coast of Africa. Madagascar has earned a global reputation as the leading producer of premium natural vanilla, supplying well over half of the world's authentic vanilla beans in most years. Unlike artificial vanilla flavoring, real vanilla comes from the fruit of a delicate orchid. Growing it is only the beginning. The flowers bloom for just a single day, and each blossom must be pollinated during that short window. Outside of vanilla's native home in Mexico, the natural pollinating bee does not exist, so farmers in Madagascar perform the work entirely by hand. Using a thin wooden stick or a small bamboo splinter, they carefully transfer pollen from one part of the flower to another, repeating the process thousands of times every flowering season. The work does not end there. After harvest, each green vanilla pod goes through months of curing, drying, and careful storage before developing the rich aroma recognized around the world. From flower to finished bean, the entire process can take close to 1 year, making vanilla one of the most labor-intensive agricultural products on Earth. Because of its exceptional quality, Madagascar vanilla is highly sought after by leading food manufacturers, pastry chefs, chocolatiers, and perfume companies. During periods of poor harvests or severe tropical storms, global vanilla prices have climbed to levels that temporarily exceeded the value of silver by weight, turning the crop into what many locals call green gold. Every drop of real vanilla extract carries an extraordinary story of patience, craftsmanship, and dedication. Behind its sweet aroma lies months of careful work performed by skilled hands, many of them in the lush forests of Madagascar. The stone forest that can cut through shoes. Imagine walking into a forest where there are no trees, only thousands of razor-sharp limestone towers rising toward the sky. This surreal landscape exists in western Madagascar, inside Tsingy de Bemaraha National Park, one of the most extraordinary geological wonders on Earth. The word Tsingy comes from the Malagasy language and is often translated as the place where one cannot walk barefoot. The name is no exaggeration. Many of the limestone pinnacles are so sharp that they can tear clothing, damage footwear, and easily cut exposed skin. Some of these natural stone needles rise more than 100 feet above the ground, creating a maze that is nearly impossible to cross without specially built walkways and suspension bridges. The story of Tsingy began more than 100 million years ago, when this region lay beneath a shallow tropical sea. Thick layers of coral and marine limestone slowly accumulated on the ocean floor. Over millions of years, the sea disappeared, the land was lifted upward, and rainfall gradually dissolved the rock. Water carved deep canyons, caves, underground rivers, and the knife-like formations that make the landscape famous today. Despite appearing almost lifeless, this stone labyrinth supports an astonishing variety of wildlife. Lemurs leap across narrow rock ledges, rare birds nest inside hidden cliffs, and reptiles thrive in crevices where moisture remains throughout the dry season. Many of these species are found nowhere else on Earth, making the park one of Madagascar's most important centers of biodiversity. Recognizing its exceptional natural value, UNESCO designated Tsingy de Bemaraha as a World Heritage Site. Scientists continue to study the area because many caves and isolated rock formations remain difficult to access, raising the possibility that undiscovered species still survive within this remarkable ecosystem. Madagascar's top predator is not a lion. When people think about Africa's most dangerous predators, they usually imagine lions, leopards, or cheetahs. But Madagascar has none of those. Instead, the island's undisputed top predator is a mysterious animal that many visitors mistake for a wildcat. It is called the fossa. At first glance, the fossa looks like a strange mix of a cougar, a cat, and a small dog. It has a long, muscular body, short, reddish-brown fur, a powerful tail nearly as long as its body, and sharp, retractable claws that make it an exceptional climber. An adult can grow to almost 6 feet from nose to tail and weigh around 20 pounds, making it the largest native carnivore on the island. For many years, scientists struggled to classify the fossa because it shares features with both cats and civets. Modern genetic research has revealed that its closest living relatives are actually the mongooses, even though its appearance and hunting style resemble those of a feline predator. The fossa is an agile hunter capable of chasing prey both on the ground and high in the forest canopy. Its flexible ankles allow it to climb down tree trunks head first, a rare ability among mammals. It can leap from branch to branch with remarkable balance, using its long tail like a tightrope walker uses a balancing pole. Its favorite prey is the lemur. In fact, the fossa has evolved specifically to hunt these tree-dwelling primates. Fast, silent, and incredibly athletic, it can pursue lemurs through dense rainforest at surprising speeds, making it one of the few predators capable of catching them in their natural habitat. The fossa may not be as famous as Africa's big cats, but on Madagascar, it reigns at the top of the food chain. It is a predator shaped by millions of years of isolation, found nowhere else on Earth, and perfectly adapted to one of the world's most extraordinary ecosystems. There are no monkeys here, only lemurs. One of the biggest surprises about Madagascar is that you will not find a single species of wild monkey living naturally on the island. Instead, Madagascar belongs to an entirely different group of primates known as lemurs. These remarkable animals have become the island's most famous residents and exist nowhere else on Earth. Scientists believe the ancestors of today's lemurs arrived from mainland Africa more than 50 million years ago. Rather than crossing on land, they are thought to have reached Madagascar by floating across the Mozambique Channel on massive rafts of tangled vegetation carried by powerful ocean currents. It may sound unbelievable, but over millions of years, this rare event changed the history of an entire island. With no monkeys and very few natural predators at the time, lemurs evolved into an astonishing variety of forms. Today, Madagascar is home to more than 100 recognized species and subspecies of lemurs. Some, like Madame Bertha's mouse lemur, are so tiny they can fit comfortably into the palm of your hand and weigh little more than a golf ball. Others, such as the Indri, can stand nearly 3 feet tall when fully stretched and produce haunting calls that echo through the rainforest for miles. Every species has adapted to a different lifestyle. Some leap gracefully through the treetops, while others spend more time on the ground. Certain lemurs are active only at night, relying on enormous eyes to navigate in darkness, while others gather in noisy daytime groups with complex social behavior. The ring-tailed lemur, easily recognized by its bold black and white striped tail, is among the most iconic animals in the world. Lemurs are far more than Madagascar's symbol. They are living evidence of how evolution can take a completely different path when nature is given millions of years to work in isolation. In many ways, they are the very heart and soul of this extraordinary island. More than 90% of life here exists nowhere else. Imagine visiting a country where almost every walk through a forest brings you face to face with plants and animals found nowhere else on Earth. That is exactly what makes Madagascar one of the most extraordinary places on the planet. Scientists estimate that more than 90% of its wildlife is endemic, meaning it evolved here and nowhere else. This incredible levels of biodiversity is the result of millions of years of isolation. As the island drifted away from other land masses, species continued evolving without outside competition, producing an astonishing collection of unique life forms. Madagascar is home to every wild species of lemur, hundreds of reptiles found nowhere else, nearly all of its native amphibians, and thousands of plants that exist only within its borders. The numbers are remarkable. Researchers have documented well over 12,000 native plant species, and roughly 4 out of every 5 are found only in Madagascar. The island also supports hundreds of species of frogs, most of which are endemic, along with an extraordinary variety of geckos, chameleons, insects, palms, orchids, and baobab trees. Even today, scientists continue discovering new species almost every year, proving that many parts of Madagascar still hold biological secrets waiting to be uncovered. Because of this exceptional richness, Madagascar has been recognized as one of the world's most important biodiversity hotspots. Although it covers less than 1% of Earth's land surface, it contains an extraordinary concentration of unique species that play vital roles in global conservation. Madagascar is much more than a beautiful island. It is a living archive of life on our planet, a place where evolution created an entirely different world. Protecting its forests does not simply preserve one nation's wildlife. It helps safeguard one of the most irreplaceable ecosystems humanity has ever known. A ceremony that celebrates family beyond generations. Among Madagascar's many unique traditions, one ceremony has captured the attention of travelers and anthropologists from around the world. It is called Famadihana, often translated as the turning of the bones. While the name may sound unusual to outsiders, the ceremony is not about fear or mystery. Instead, it is a celebration of family, remembrance, and respect for ancestors. Famadihana is practiced by some Malagasy communities, particularly in the Central Highlands. It does not take place every year. Instead, many families organize the ceremony every several years, depending on local customs, family decisions, and financial circumstances. Relatives from different parts of the country often travel long distances to reunite for this important occasion. During the ceremony, families gather at the ancestral tomb. The remains of loved ones are respectfully rewrapped in fresh silk burial cloth, known as lambamena. Prayers are offered, stories are shared, and traditional music fills the air as family members celebrate the lives of those who came before them. Rather than being a time of sadness, the event is often filled with laughter, dancing, and joyful reunion. For many Malagasy people, ancestors remain an important part of family life, even after death. The ceremony reflects the belief that honoring previous generations strengthens the bond between the past, the present, and the future. It is also an opportunity for younger family members to learn about their heritage and remember relatives they may never have met. Like many traditional customs around the world, Famadihana has become less common in some areas due to urbanization, changing religious practices, and the rising cost of organizing large family gatherings. Even so, it continues to hold deep cultural significance for the communities that preserve it, representing values of gratitude, unity, and family identity. Madagascar is more than a destination. It's a reminder of how extraordinary our planet can be. From ancient traditions to wildlife found nowhere else, every corner of this island tells a story unlike any other. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for the next adventure into another fascinating corner of the world.